Do you tell your kids to stop reading graphic novels and to pick up a real book? And do you think of graphic novels as nothing more than just a comic book?
Yeah, I did until I started working here, and Miss Christine schooled me and taught me that graphic novels actually are beneficial and great for especially reluctant readers. So tell us, Christine, what is the big deal about graphic novels?
Okay, so a lot of people do make the mistake that graphic novels are just comic books. It's just about superheroes, which there are graphic novels that cover Batman, Superman, the Marvel Universe, DC.
Star Wars.
Yes, Star Wars, which we have, all of those. But they are so much more than that. They are a novel in a graphic form with pictures. And what a lot of parents and, older people don't understand is that sometimes graphic novels can be harder to understand because they're text light. They do not have a lot of text in them, and that's where a lot of people, they're like, that's not real reading. There's not a lot of words. But a lot of the nuances of the story are found in the pictures, and a lot of times you have to flip back when things are going on in the story. You have to go back and look at a picture and really dissect what's going on in order to understand the storyline, the plot line, what's happening. So, that is an advanced thing for a young brain to do as well.
You told me earlier, and I loved this, that especially with reluctant readers, they can't picture it in their head. They can't think of the descriptions and use their imaginations to figure out what the scene is and what's going on, and that is a great thing about graphic novels. Yes. Is that kids actually have a visual, but it's like you just said, it's not a lot of text, so they actually have to think of those, I call it filler, that they have to think about that in their head as they go along. I think that's great.
Yes, and it is a real thing that some people, especially younger kids who aren't exposed to a lot as a child, a lot of imaginary, having to come up with scenes and think of things in their head in that way, in an imaginary sort of way.
Right.
They cannot picture that in a book. So
basically all these kids that watch YouTube all day, every day, don't have imaginations. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe
that they can't
maybe you shouldn't be
out?
Watching us and go read.
Yeah.
Just kidding, just kidding.
I would have never thought that.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. That was the mom in me, but yeah. I actually, Christine's right. I really do a lot of times say graphic novels are not real books. And I love the way that you said that a lot of kids nowadays can't picture it in their heads. And
right.
This is...
And so when you give them a chapter book
great.
Or, and even an easy chapter book, and you're forcing it on them, and you're telling this is real reading, this is not real reading, you shouldn't be looking at this, they automatically categorize reading as something they hate. And they're like, well, then I'm not a reader. I hate it. I'm not going to do it. And that's not how you want them to feel about reading at all. No. If they want to read graphic novels, let them. They are getting more out of it than you think. And it can transition them. They can start to make those mental pictures. They can start to imagine a scene playing out in their head as they're reading, and might become a reader who starts going into chapter books and wanting to have more text involved. But if this is what they're comfortable with right now for reading, let them read it. Don't tell them that it's not real reading, because then you are going to make them stop reading, and they're not going to want to, and they're going to look at it as something that they hate and are being forced to do.
And then you're going to force them to come in here, and they're going to stare at us and say, I hate reading. You are never going to find a book that I am going to like ever. And then all of a sudden they look over our shoulders and they say, whoa.
Ooh, look at all these graphic novels.
What is this section right here? Is that Captain Underpants? Because I love him. And I'm like, you go on over there and you pick out whatever you want.
Yes, and being in the education field for 12 years now, I have seen that transition happen where, in the younger grades, they're learning to decode words text light is good for them, but making those mental connections with the pictures, it strengthens that reading and understanding, and watched kids grow into readers from graphic novels. So
Awesome.
don't hate on them.
No, don't. And like Christine already said, there are a lot of juvenile graphic novels and young adult graphic novels that are those kind of stereotypical superheroes and those kinds of stories. And we do have all of those, like Star Wars, and what else? Batman, Superman. But when I'm shelving these, I always try to look at them a little bit. And one that I think looks awesome and I try to gear kids towards, actually, a lot of them will come in and they've read almost all of them. And they're like, do you have anything new? Do you have anything going on? And I'm like, well, we have this great one that's about history and war and fighting and, you know, especially boys. They're like,
Right.
I'm like, there's knives and action and stuff going on.
And they're learning.
Yeah.
Because these are actual
They're
true historical
learning.
events.
Yeah. So this one's called Nathan Hale's Hazardous Tales, and there's an entire series, I think, that there
Yeah, we
are.
have a whole bunch. We have 7 at least.
So they are getting stuff out of these. It's awesome. But
Right.
Christine is actually going to go over some of hers that she loves. For those of you that don't know, Christine does most of our juvenile and YA ordering, so she knows all of these books by heart.
No, I do not.
I
I
just
do
open
not.
the box,
Don't listen to her.
whatever. I open the box and get all excited. I'm like, whoa, what is this? What is this? And she's like, well, let me tell you all about
Oh
that.
my goodness.
So she's
I
going
might
to tell
do
you
that a little bit, but
she's
going to
tell you
lot.
some of the favorite series and
Yes,
just cool,
most popular series
cool looking books.
that are not a comic book type one. So, like she just pointed out, the Nathan Hale's Hazardous Tales, they're learning history, and they don't realize they're learning it, but they love it.
Or they'll throw it over their shoulder if you tell them you're learning something.
Yeah, don't tell them. Just
Don't
be
tell
like,
them.
this looks really cool.
Just go read that comic book. I like it.
The Awkward series by Svetlana Chmakova. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Again, you would think we would look things up. We did look up one word for this video, though. So
I'm
yay
so excited
us.
to say that word. I've been saying it in my head the entire time.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So let's hurry up and get to it.
Okay.
No, yeah.
So, the Awkward series, it's about a girl. She is starting school in a new middle school. Everything is going wrong until she figures out how to start making friends. So, this is a social issues type of book. Very good for children. This one is The Nameless City by Faith Erin Hicks, and it is also a series. It's about 2 kids who have to keep the city streets safe. What did they call it? It's just called The City, built in an ancient mountain pass, and they have to stand together and help keep it safe.
So another kind of historical fiction, I'm assuming.
Right, action, adventure.
Action,
Amulet has been the most popular book. I also have this series in my classroom, and I can never keep all 8 books on my shelf. They are constantly being checked out. As soon as I got number 8, oh my gosh, I had to make a list. I had to write down kids' names because they were like, you have number 8, I have to have number 8, because it just came out right before school started. Right. It is about this family. They're trying to start a new life, and on their first night in their new place, someone gets stolen by a tentacled creature, if I can speak, and from there, hush, woman, from there the adventure goes, and I mean, it just, I don't know, the illustrations in it, I don't even know if I'm showing you good ones, but like they're really good, and I really think that's what the kids like about that one as well. Oh, and that is by Kazu Kibushi. Hopefully. I said that right again. And another super popular series is Smile by Raina. How do we say that?
Teglemeier?
We'll go with that.
Telgemeier? Sure.
Yeah. And this is about a 6th grade girl who ends up breaking her teeth, which is why it's called Smile. And it's about her going through being super embarrassed about her appearance, dealing with family, dealing with friends. I mean, there's 2 books in this series, and this was another one that as soon as it came out and we had it just gone constantly.
I can think of about 20 kids off the top of my head that are dealing with.
And it's a Will Eisner
right
winner. So, I mean, it's an award winner.
Yeah. Cool. For sure.
So those are some that we have down here in the juvenile section.
Yeah.
Here's some, we're just going to flash some others that we
Real
have
quick,
as
like,
series.
The Bad Guys. The Babysitter Club. I read these when I was a young girl, so now they have it in graphic novel. And that was something that you and I discussed before we started the video that I think is... I can't at all. Everybody that knows me knows I can't talk at all. But a lot of these series of real novels are being turned into graphic novels just for that reason, so that they can get reluctant readers and kids that can't quite process the traditional sense of reading, get them into these really cool series. So, Babysitters Club, The Secret Decoders, Star Wars Jedi Academy, Pop Tropic, which is a Tropica, right?
Yeah,
Pop Tropica.
It's a game. It's an app game.
Yeah, it's an app game, so this one's always gone. And then, of course, Dog Man.
By the same author who does Captain Underpants.
Exactly.
So that's a big one.
We have all of Pilkey's books and series. Well, I shouldn't say we have all of them right now, because there are probably 6 or 7 that are always checked out constantly.
Yeah, that's another one.
Try to keep them.
Can't keep on the shelves.
Yeah, try to keep them as much as we can. But something that maybe people don't know, if there is a book that you're looking for, instead of coming in and wandering around aimlessly, like, oh, my book's not here, maybe I'll try again next week, you can just come up and tell us that you really want that book, and we will put it on hold for you. So that as soon as it is checked back in, your name pops up on the computer screen. Yes. We call you and you come and pick it up.
But so you also want to make sure that your information is current, because we have had a lot of books that people have put on hold, and then we call and the number isn't them, and it's like,
it's okay.
We want you to know that your book is here.
You can come up and talk to us.
Yeah,
we'll help you out.
Or if there's an author that you really like and you've read all their books and you're like, I want something similar, don't be afraid of us.
No.
We are here to help you.
We're pretty cool. I promise you. Okay, so okay, Christine's really cool. I'm not so much.
Oh my gosh, whatever. Don't listen to her.
Christine, tell us YA. So we're transitioning now from the middle school up into high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have Honor Girl by Maggie Thrash, and it's kind of a graphic memoir of hers about going to camp when she's 15 years old and falling for someone unexpectedly. So, you have social issues again, not just heroes fighting each other.
Why in the world do we keep talking about social issues with teenagers? I just don't get it at all. Ever.
Whatever, woman. Okay, so this one was a book prize finalist for the Los Angeles Times. So Marissa Meyer is an author who's very big in the YA world. What was the series?
The Lunar Chronicles, Cinder, all of those fairy tales that were made into sci-fi books.
Yes. She created Wires and Nerve, and it's a Lunar Chronicles series. So it's based off of these, if you can kind of see right there, Cinder.
Yeah, every teenage girl out there
has read.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk about, is that a lot of people think graphic novels are for boys, but all of these ones that I'm presenting for YA are girl driven. Girl power.
Yes, for sure.
And so, don't think like, oh, that's a dude section, I can't, I'm not going to be interested in anything. Yes, you are. So there's that one. Scott Westerfeld. Yes.
Sure.
That's what.
Why does it say Alex Pulovend?
Maybe they're an illustrator helper. Don't know. Title page doesn't help either.
No.
Spill Zone is another one, very popular, sci-fi, kind of apocalyptic. Yeah, apocalyptic. So, that's another one. Mary Lou, who has written several very popular...
Yeah, right?
And then, Warcross, and then the Legend series has turned that into a graphic novel. So, again, based off of an actual book series. This one, I mean, it almost sounds like the Hunger Games to me in reading it, but not in, like, the sense that kids are killing each other, but people have been put into zones.
Yeah.
The Republic is a very important part of it. There's elite families. There's slum families. I haven't read the series, the YA series either, so I can't tell you all the content in it. But, I mean, it sounds like it would be really good. Another one is Anya's Ghost.
I think so.
By Vera Brosgall. See that? And this is about a girl who discovers a ghost at the bottom of a well, and they become very good friends. Yes, and what's happening and going on with them. So, it's, like I said, it's a novel with pictures, and then we have some others here.
So again, Star Wars.
We have both Star Wars and Darth Vader. We have his series, and there's more. I've been told by so many boys how many more I need to order, so.
Why do I always get the boy stack? You got the cool girl-driven, girl power stack, and I have all of the boy books. Again.
No, there's some girl ones in there.
Whatever. Olympians, Zeus, maybe great for Percy Jackson type S.
And we have almost all of them,
because
they go with all the Greek
series.
gods.
This is actually girl power, girl driven. It's called Lumberjanes. Again, super popular. You will see this right outside the front stacks of Barnes & Noble. Great book.
Another girl-driven one.
Less. Very cool. And then I kind of remember watching this movie, but Scott Pilgrim. So
that was highly requested.
Yeah, for sure. So great ones. Okay,
right,
are we ready?
The word?
Are we ready
remember
to
it? Let me
say
grab it.
the word of the day? Now I'm nervous. I'm scared. Are you saying it first, or are we saying it together and see if
Are you ready?
either of us get it?
So we had a lot of requests from teens to get more manga. I think we did it. We looked it up to make sure, because we both had different ideas of how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And so we Googled out of all this stuff that we don't know how to pronounce, we know how to pronounce this.
Yes. Manga. We have an entire section of it.
We do. We have a lot more than just these series, but we just wanted to show you a sampling of what we have up there. So, Dragon Ball Z fans, we have the Dragon Ball Super series.
Awesome. We have Bleach. The crazy thing about these books they're like backwards.
Because they're Japanese. That's where this comes from.
Yeah. I'll have adults walk over there. It's so funny. And they'll kind of be looking around, and then they're like, did you know there's some books over there that are backwards? And I'm like, yeah, but kids dig it. And they're like,
Well, and at least some of them come with a warning page. If you start traditionally, you're reading the wrong way.
Yeah. Funny. Okay.
This one is called One Piece, and we have the omnibus of these where it's several volumes in one. It's not just one, that's why it's so thick.
Okay. This one is called Assassination Classroom.
Which is not as scary as it sounds. It has nothing to do with,
it kind of looks like Smile, doesn't it?
It really does.
I know.
And there's a bunch of those.
You would think that the people that pick these covers out, like Google covers that look similar. It blows my mind.
You are throwing some shade.
I know. I am. Hardcore. Okay, next.
Oran High School Host Club.
The only reason I know that is because I have a girl that's obsessed with these, and I think that she's the one that requested them, and she talks about them a lot.
Yes.
Awesome. Last but not least, Tokyo Ghoul.
A very popular one.
Yeah,
I have
for
no
sure.
idea.
Me,
None of these
neither.
I haven't read any of these
No.
myself,
Nope, I don't have
but
time.
we're going off the opinions
Yes.
of children
Yes.
who are telling us about them.
Yeah. Do we consider teens children?
No.
No. We should
Partial adults
I know. Little
are
people.
telling us.
I don't know.
They're all taller than me.
I know,
so-
that's right, for sure. So awesome. Okay, we have gone, I just said, didn't I, that we
Yeah,
needed
we
to
were-
keep this video at like 10
We
minutes?
are terrible at making
For
short
sure.
videos about books. But we
so-
love books.
We do, for
We
sure.
we can talk
And
about them all the
graphic
time.
novels, from now on, I do consider them real books. I love the way that you described it and blew my mind tonight. So I for sure learned something new. If you're still with us at 20
20 minutes.
21 minutes. Just to recap really quick. Please encourage your kids, no matter if they are in 3rd grade or
11th grade.
or 11th grade, you know, to read. Even though these might be a little bit text light, they are great to get their brain cells firing. So
Right.
look into them. They are popular, and we are trying our hardest to expand this collection
Yes.
so that
We're
can
trying to find what's good. So if
Yeah.
you yourself know, or you have a child or friend who know, don't hesitate to come in and talk to us. Tell us something you'd like to see on the shelf. Shoot us an email. You know, let us know what we can do to make our graphic novel collections the best that there can be.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
All right, thank you
Thanks,
guys so
guys.
much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.